I actually have never told this publicly.
I don't think we have.
What drove you both to jump into the fitness business? Changed us from like friends to the rest of our life.
Yeah.
There is a light shining for you, guiding your way, helping you through. And shadows and gloom are all that you see. We'll find a place where we can be free.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Porch Light Podcast with Jeff and
Taylor.
we're going to cut that part out.
I'll leave it.
We've never done it before.
I know. Sometimes it just comes out and you regret it immediately.
That's what she said.
Hey, which is in line with today's topic, you know?
It is.
But we'll get to that.
Uh-huh.
First,
Yeah.
let's catch up. And mustard.
Well, the first thing.
You didn't even get my joke.
Yeah, I did. I just.
Moved on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Whatever. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. I mean, what would you want me to do? Stop and laugh? I don't feel like it was that funny that I would like laugh out loud.
At least
Just, like,
acknowledge it.
Yeah. I mean, I was just like, I didn't say.
That is the one thing that I hate. I don't know if all guys do this or even some girls maybe. If he does not feel like responding, he just doesn't respond. Like, who does that?
If you don't have something to say, don't say it. I'm not gonna make something up to say.
But you don't even acknowledge my existence sometimes.
What should I do? Should I just say, fair enough?
Something.
Okay. But for real though, it's funny because I'm wearing this shirt.
Oh.
Okay, and I had a realization today. And I don't know if my friend is he's probably never gonna see this podcast. But
Yeah.
if he does, it's a joke, you know, and I just think it's funny. But I've got this, so a friend of mine that lives in our neighborhood dropped this shirt off at our house a while back, and it says Girl Dad on it, right? And I was so excited for it. And it was too small for him, so he dropped it off for me. And I loved it. I was so excited. And I wore it for probably 6 months. And for some reason today, I was putting it on, and I was like, you know what? I just got...
You just got.
I just got. Not just now. I got 6 months ago, and I'm just realizing I got. Because I'm not the alpha dad of the neighborhood. Not a chance.
Yeah, if you take another man's hand-me-downs.
He dropped off a shirt for me because it was too small for him. Mm-hmm. So I was like, hey, I'm way too big for this shirt. Looks like it'll fit you. Here you go, little guy. That's the way I took it now.
What actually happened was his wife messaged me and asked what size Jeff's shirt was, and that's why he gave it to you.
That's my motivation now. It's growing season.
He needs an enemy to like, isn't that what we talked about, like having, or I don't know if we talked about it on here or we just talked about it, but he operates, it's just too bad that he can't operate with support and positivity.
Yeah, I have
he really
all
needs
that
like
in the world right now.
Yeah, he needs like some negative villain that someone says you can't do something.
We talked about that on the live stream.
Was it the live stream? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so he needs that, and so
Daniel.
now, you know, you just created this scenario in your head to like really motivate you.
You got me though. The guys are gonna understand. I'm just sad that I didn't pick up on it until, because I would have given him, because we've talked dozens of times since then. And I would have given him so much crap. Next time I see him, I'm gonna be like, well played.
Yeah.
He's playing chess. I was playing checkers.
He's gonna be like, "What are you talking about?"
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. He's gonna
be
laugh.
like, finally.
Yeah. He's gonna be like, dude, I was waiting for you to understand. No.
Yeah.
But
He's a nice guy. He is really one of the nicest guys.
He is a super good dude. But that's one of my. That's just a realization I had this week, and it just happened to be today. So
yeah.
It happened to be like a couple hours ago.
He was really funny. He came out of the bathroom like guns a-blazing. Like really.
I was heated. I was like, dang, I got my own house.
Yeah.
So
let's see what's been new with me.
You know what? Here's another fact though.
Okay.
I saw him just a couple weeks ago, walking in front of our house, carrying dumbbells too. So he's just asserting his dominance at this point. He's like, man, this guy wears my clothes that are too small for me. I'm gonna show him why.
He's gonna come over and mow the lawn or something.
Oh my gosh! Could you imagine?
That's such dude.
That would be crazy.
Like war.
He comes over and like changes my oil for me.
Oh my gosh.
I'd be like, dude, thank you. Actually,
that's really excited. Helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I mean, there's no coming back from that. That is like WWE SmackDown.
Yep.
Is what that is.
I feel like I'm gonna have to take my sled. I'm just gonna have to push my sled down the street now in the cold.
It's like
we're gonna have
a workout machine for those of you guys that don't know.
Yeah, it's like a metal metal contraption.
When I'm thinking sled at this time of year, I think of like your Santa.
Could you imagine? That would be
Like-
even more alpha.
Yeah, like you just show up and
Santa sled.
as Santa and for his daughter.
Yeah.
And be like, I took your thunder.
Oh man, no, that's too far. That's
Yeah.
crossing the line. Unless you have permission to be Santa for someone's daughter. If someone showed up to my house and dressed as Santa and got my daughter excited for no reason, I'd be like, all right, you're Santa right now, but we're going to the backyard.
That's such a funny thing. It is true though with like the mowing the lawn. Like if one guy's out
Right.
mowing the lawn, like everybody in the
We hear
neighborhood.
it in the house. I hear it, and I'm like, man, is that my neighbor? Nope. All right, I got to get out there before my neighbor gets out there. So then I'm like, all right,
Oh, yeah, then
see
it
you in a
starts
couple
the whole
hours.
thing.
Yeah. I don't know why that's it's a real thing.
Yeah, so that's Jeff's motivation now to get big. And he does this so many times where he just wants to get super like muscular and then he wants to get lean. And then he wants to get muscular, so you're on the gain train right now.
Yep.
Choo choo.
Yeah, but
Chugga,
here's
chugga,
another
chugga.
caveat to that is I've overdosed myself on sweets already this holiday season.
Yeah.
So I'm not on like typically this time of year I'm like I'll eat whatever I want and I'll just grow through it. But now I'm like I'm gonna moderate my sweet intake because there's still Christmas. So I'm looking forward to like the sweet treats, right? But
Make
I'm
me a
not
homemade
gonna-
pumpkin roll.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go crazy like I normally would. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it clean.
We have Karma here cuddling our
She's being
feet.
so cute.
She's cuddling as much as we can. So we're at the point in toddlerhood where we have to fence off our whole living room. And the poor dogs, like they are our pride and joy babies. However, they just don't Lily doesn't understand to not she does pretty good with them, but like she wants to like really grab on them and hug on them. And like sometimes they don't want that. And also they're super clumsy. They run into her. That actually even happened today because I let Nala hang out and then she just accidentally ran into her. And Nala's like the most calm. And so we're at the point in toddlerhood where everything's fenced off. So they never get to hang out with us. So we decided since we were filming the podcast that we would let them come and spend some time with us while we do this. So
Yeah.
I'm getting feet cuddles. So
Yeah, she's
I'm
got
not
her
moving
paw.
until she does.
She got her paw on my foot, and it's the cutest thing.
I
It's like she's
do.
holding my hand.
We thought it would be fun today to talk about things that we would not do again looking back
Yeah.
and things that we would do looking back. And
Looking back at me, I see that I never really had
if you
it
say
all.
something that triggers a song, he must sing
I
it.
gotta get it out.
But we
I gotta get through this. Sorry.
I don't know that one.
Gotta get through this.
No.
I think it's Justin Timberlake.
We're going to have to find that because I have no idea.
Could be NSYNC.
But
Wait, was Justin Timberlake in NSYNC?
yes. Or Backstreet Boys. That's what it was.
Okay.
Backstreet Boys, not NSYNC.
Anyways,
Man, those were good boy bands. We don't really have any boy bands anymore. Do we?
I don't think that our generation listens to boy bands. If we did,
Also, Jeff got tricked by AI.
I did. I got again.
Yeah.
Man, I'm getting old. I'm getting got too much.
Yeah, you are getting got.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
But it was this band that he showed me, and then we Googled it, and it's AI. So there's that.
Crazy how real it was. I was
Yeah.
like, there's no way AI can sing like this.
And it can.
And it's not just they do everything. The instruments, like it's crazy, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So
But anyways, okay,
Yeah.
so advice, or is it advice or what?
it's just things that we would tell our younger selves.
Okay.
Good and bad. Like
Yeah.
what would you do? What would you not do?
Yeah. And so we are currently, I'm 31, you're 32, right?
Yeah.
We're about to be
Almost
33.
33, yeah.
But, okay, so how do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think, I just think about when you're young, you're in your teens and early 20s, like I will speak for myself here. Not everyone was this way because some of my friends were very mature and very responsible, very forward thinking in their early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Where I was just like, we're young, live it up. We're
YOLO.
young, wild and free,
You know what you should say? Like, speaking of,
Yodo.
huh?
You only die once.
No. And this is not to get dark, but
What do you mean? How are you going to start? There's no way you can start with that and then it not get
we
dark.
can turn it back around, okay?
Okay.
Jeff used to say he was going to die young all the time.
I did.
So the YOLO was actually true in your mind. Well, I mean, I guess you only live once is true for everybody, but
Yeah.
the concept of like, let's balls out.
Yeah.
Is that the term?
No, I don't think I don't think the balls out is the term.
Well, what's the term I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
Like balls wild.
What? What kind of phrases have you been listening to? This is getting dark real
Okay.
quick.
Okay, so I told you we turn it around. So yeah,
Balls
okay,
to the
so
wall, maybe?
when balls to the wall is what I'm thinking of.
Balls out.
I'm tired today.
That's terrible.
Okay, balls
Okay.
out. Okay, go back to what you were saying. Sorry, you were saying like when most people in their 20s or whatever.
Oh yeah. You're young. Like I was young and careless and wild and free. I mean, I say that in the aspect of I wasn't thinking about my future a lot in the ways of like I knew it was going to happen, right? I knew it was going to come.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get older, but I wasn't the type of person that was locked in and like, okay, I need to build something for my future right now. Other than the fact that like I was trying to build a career, I was trying to build like, something that I would be able to support a family with because I knew that was a goal of mine someday. But yeah, so I think going back, are we doing things we wouldn't do first?
I mean, what do you think?
First
Should
off,
we-
okay, we'll start there because one thing I would regret, and this is like high school years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what time frame are we talking?
Yeah, let's start with high school, and then we'll go to like
Okay.
we can build up off of that. But yeah, going back to one of the biggest things that I would tell myself not to do as a teenager is to dye my own hair.
So in high school, Jeff had
I
like
had
Justin
beautiful
Bieber,
hair, bro. It was
like
luscious.
flowing in the wind. He would flick it.
The girls loved to play with it. They would run their hands through it. It
And
was-
you did get like blonde tips, right? Or you the
No,
whole thing?
I tried to bleach it to
Yeah.
get like bleach blonde, right? Like white. Because that would have, like, I was tan.
I
was
remember being
lean.
like yellow.
Yeah. And it turned out orange. Stanglin, Pud, all you guys from those days, Adrian, even Trey. Trey, I feel like Trey would have told me.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have been like, I don't know, man, it's pretty orange. But he didn't. None of those guys helped me.
I'll tell an
That
embarrassing
might
story.
be why I'm bald, because I dyed my hair.
Maybe,
Anyways, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
But okay, so going off of that point,
Yeah.
don't shave your widow's peak off. It's gonna be there, and if
You did that?
you didn't know that.
No.
So, okay, so I have a widow's peak, right? And I thought, okay, the people that have like a straight hairline, that's so much cuter. So I took a razor
Yeah.
and I shaved it off, so it's like this.
Yeah.
What I didn't consider is when it grew
Grows back. You're going to have like a little horn.
Yeah, and so I had a little piece of hair like this
Yep.
that stuck out, and I would like wear my hair back with like a headband for basketball, and I'd have to wear it like right at the edge here,
So you didn't have like a little underneath.
so I didn't have a horn.
That's funny.
So that's what I would tell myself not to do.
I would do in high school. Can we bounce back
Oh,
and forth?
bounce back.
Can
Okay.
we do that?
Yeah.
I would reassure myself to always have gum.
You always had gum.
I know.
Oh,
That's why
this is what you would do
yeah,
again.
I would do it
Okay.
again. I would do it again.
Okay, you mean like not what would you do? Because that
What would I do
be
differently?
different.
Yeah, it would be not to dye my hair. What I would do again, what I would repeat, is to be the gum guy. Mm-hmm. The gum guy got me through. I didn't have any bullies. I didn't have any.
Yeah, the gum was a good decision.
I was a entrepreneur early on. I knew how to work. I was a networker.
Yeah, gum is an essential item in high school.
Yeah, everyone wants it. Everyone needs it. People love you for it. I was the go-to guy.
I always went to you for gum.
Yep. Between classes, people would be coming to me in the hallways. Yo, Jeff, you got a piece of gum? Yep. Gotcha, boy.
Okay, something I would do is I would take sports like serious. Not as serious as maybe I did take them, but I'm glad that I feel like it developed a lot of my work ethic and character and
Yeah.
I mean, I took it a little too far sometimes, but I am happy that I showed up early, I stayed late, I did all the extra stuff. I worked really, really hard, and I really am happy that I did that.
Yeah. I wish I would have taken sports more seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting to see what Lily ends up
Yeah.
doing. I want her to love whatever she does,
Yeah.
but I figured we'd just let her try everything and then see what she's naturally good at, see what she enjoys.
Even though we do have a basketball goal in,
Yeah, I mean,
The
we're
living
going to
room.
encourage basketball a little bit more.
if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, I mean,
but-
if she happens to have
Truthfully,
really
though-
good childhood memories with basketball, that's not my fault.
No, honestly though, basketball, it's probably not the best path for her. She doesn't have the chance of being very tall,
Yeah.
and especially to go far in women's basketball, like if you want to play at a high level, realistically, you need to be.
I just know it the best, so that's why I feel like it can be the most helpful.
Yeah, I think golf is a good chance.
You just spent the
I
whole
know.
last episode dogging golf.
Yeah, but listen, hear me out. Significantly lower chance of career-ending injuries.
Yeah, that's true.
Low impact sport,
Yeah.
right? High scholarship opportunities. Mm-hmm. Women's golf is awesome, popular, right?
And that's true. It is becoming...
Tuition, scholarships, things like that. Like there's a lot of opportunity there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think she would be a little stud at softball.
Yeah, I mean, I like softball. I did softball.
But
for a
again,
long
high
time.
opportunity for career-ending injuries. There's a lot of danger there, you know?
Yeah.
Danger zone.
Yeah. Okay, so now what's another thing you wouldn't do? Maybe post high school.
Post high school.
We should have said like met each other, or not met each other, but dated each other. That was a good thing.
Yeah,
to
take a
happen.
chance. I mean, I would definitely take a chance on the friendship.
We should tell the story of how we started dating. I don't think we've told that.
Yeah.
Not to the extent that. So we were friends first, because my first my first class in high school was with Jeff,
Yep.
and
I was a turd.
He was a troublemaker.
I definitely was.
It was computer class.
I was showing off for sure. And I respect Coach Stokes so much for the way he handled me. Because he was a very good leadership style teacher instead of just like, okay, go, you're in trouble. He knew how to handle kids like me.
Yeah.
I respect that a lot. So shout out Coach Stokes. Good dude.
Well, what he would do is Jeff would get in trouble, and Coach Stokes, who was my basketball coach.
Let me be clear though. I wasn't a bad kid. I was witty. I was class clown, right? Every chance I got, I would embarrass myself to make people laugh. I just enjoyed getting that reaction from the crowd, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was never like disrespectful or rude or mean, or I didn't do bad things. I was just ornery. I was like,
yeah.
I mean, that's what it was.
Just class clown for sure.
Yeah.
And then he would make him do push-ups as punishment. But then Jeff started liking to do push-ups in front of all the girls in class.
Yeah, so he caught on to that.
So I don't know.
He started making me write. I'd have to write like on The Simpsons. You'd have to get up right on the board. I forgot what it was, but he'd have me write a sentence over and over again.
Oh my gosh. Well,
which is
that's the worst thing for you.
Yeah,
because first of all, that's like any tedious task. It's not for Jeff. He likes fun and excitement, which everybody likes. Yeah, something that's challenging. Everybody likes that, but your personality definitely is that
I like
way.
to be challenged. The mundane
things.
I have to learn to make the mundane challenging,
which is a challenge in itself.
Right.
But it's not the challenge that you're seeking.
Right.
Yeah.
I like hard things. I like to be challenged in a way of like, okay, you need to really think this through. You get a problem solved to get this figured out. Like, I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting. See, I like to be challenged too, but I don't mind them like mundane everyday task, like, which is why we make a good team, you know. But
yeah, so we were first hour. We had first hour together, and that was when we kind of started to become friends. And then my best friend in high school was dating your best friend a lot of the time. So like we were friends by association, because my friend group was really close friends with you because you guys grew up together. So it just happened to be that I got in the right friend group, and then got to spend a lot of time around you. But I was friend zoned hard.
I don't think I friend zoned you.
What do you mean?
Because you didn't try to date. So it's not like I'm like, I just want to be friends. You never tried.
Yeah, but I knew if I would have tried to date, that would have been my answer.
How do you know that?
Because there's just things in life, when a girl's coming to you about other boys and her.
Did I come to you about that stuff? I don't remember doing that.
Sure, yeah.
Like what? Like
name names.
No, not name names, but I would come to you and ask like advice on them.
Yeah, we would just talk through like advice, like relationship situations, and when you would get dumped or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I would be like, why did he dump me?
I guess so. I don't know. That's a long time ago.
I don't remember either. Well, because we were really good friends. Like we did spend a lot of time together, and our friends that were our best friends that were together, they are now married with 3 kids, and it's actually really cute because their youngest and Lily is only 10 weeks apart, so it's actually pretty cool. But they started like wanting us to hang out with them, and then they would call it double date.
Yeah, Dee.
Yeah, they'd say, let's, Dee double date. And
Well, they would like tease us, like,
Yeah.
oh, Dee,
yeah, and then funny
That's
enough,
where our eggnog shake
yeah,
kind of like obsession started. We would
yeah,
go
because
on-
we would go get eggnog shakes
Yeah.
together, but we would actually go to the movies. We would like pretty much be dating.
Yeah. Friend zoned.
But I made the first move. I texted you.
And tell them when that happened. What major change in life, in my life, happened that
You cut your hair.
the orange hair, man, telling you, I'm telling you.
He cut his hair. Well, I don't know, really.
I started working out and I cut my hair because I
Yeah.
wanted to go. I was talking to the Marine Corps recruiter, and that was going to be my post high school plan, was just to go to the military because I didn't really have any desire to go to college. I didn't want to go do that stuff. I just wanted to I want to be challenged, and to me that was that's the ultimate challenge, So I was like, all right, well, I need to prepare for this. So I cut my hair, started working out, and then she was like,
Well, here's what's actually really crazy. So, for some reason, because we had never really gone to church together,
oh yeah,
and I actually have never told this publicly.
I don't think we have.
I think I've told you, but I don't think I've told this publicly.
Yeah.
So, what actually was I feel like a pivotal moment in what changed us from friends to, the rest of our life.
Yeah.
Was I had decided to get baptized at my church, and the only people that were there were our best friends, and then Jeff came, and I got baptized. And after I came back up, I looked out in the crowd, and the only person, I'm not joking, it almost it's like in the movies when one person, everybody's blurry, and then there's a light over one person. And you're making that same face, and that's
I was so proud of you. I remember that.
yeah, and that's the only person I saw. And then it was I don't remember anything being you need to date him or marry him
Yeah.
or whatever, but it was a gut feeling of I wanted to be around you more. And then I was like, okay, I knew he was wanting to go to the military, and I'm like, I have to tell him now or maybe never get the chance. And so that is actually a crazy, look, I didn't really think about that until probably 10 years later.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what a crazy pivotal moment, because that was whenever we did start spending more time together. All of our friends were going to prom, had prom dates. We were the only 2 that weren't dating anybody, and which actually was rare for me because I just felt like I was always in a relationship.
With my best friends.
But it's funny because we're both still friends with a lot of those people. But we were both single, and we just I told one of his friends, hey, you need to get Jeff to ask me to prom, because as a girl I was like, I didn't want to ask you to prom, even just as friends. I was like, I want to be asked to go to prom. And so I asked Jeff to go to prom with me.
Shout out Jordan.
I asked somebody to ask Jeff to go to prom with me, which is what happened. And so you asked me to go to prom with you, and at this point we were just going as
I
friends.
didn't ask you. We played a basketball game.
Yeah.
And if I beat her, she said if I beat her, I could take her to prom.
Yeah.
So
And so
I won.
Yeah, so then I let him win, so he could take me. But then so then of course we're planning.
She chose that because she knew I would win. She's like, well, he's definitely going to beat me. So
Well, it's also cool because I already had because we were such close friends. I already had a relationship with your mom.
yeah.
So his mom took us to go pick out your prom stuff together so we could make sure we were matching.
Yeah.
And we'd already had a good relationship. I would see her all the time, Sonic, and I would go say
she loved
hi.
you.
Yeah. So it was a cool integration.
Yeah.
It was really
Well,
natural.
I know it was probably really cool for her because she watches these, and when she watches us, she'll know 100%. But she knew how much I liked you because my mom's my best friend. I grew up without a dad. My mom raised me single mom, and so I've always been really close to her. I've always talked with her about everything, even relationship stuff. So I always told her before we even started, this kind of it sounds creepy. but it's not because like
It's not now because we've been married. No, I'm just kidding.
For real. But like I always like when we were like my sophomore year, like when we started hanging out more and stuff, like I always told her like you were the like I always felt like I was gonna marry you. I always like that song, "You Should Let Me Love You." Like I always like that
Nelly.
was my song to you. No, it's by Mario.
Oh yes, Mario.
Maybe
yeah.
you should let me love you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that and then so she always knew like that you were the girl that I wanted to be with, but it just wasn't ever working out. So when we got to go to prom together, I know she was stoked. So she was like, "Yeah, I'll do."
She was like, "Oh, you and Taylor are going to prom." So
Yeah.
so she picked. I remember she picked us up, and she took us to go get your prom stuff, and we went and got like a burger or something. You know, like some
probably Brahms.
maybe I don't remember, but it was cool. And so we, of course, spent more time just the two of us.
Just the
And
two of us.
so then I was like, then the same guy, Jordan, that helped us go to prom together. Actually, maybe Sabina had asked you to take me.
I think it was a mixture between
Sabina.
I think Pud.
Oh, Pud
too, yeah.
Oh my God,
Because
there was a
Pud
lot of people involved.
I remember Pud being like, "Bro, get out there," because I was so nervous.
Yeah.
He's like, because he was one that forced me and like pushed me to go out there and actually like ask you and then like play one-on-one with you.
Did you think I was going to say no?
Yeah.
Like,
I was
why
nervous.
would I say no?
Because I thought they
nobody
were
else.
pranking me or something.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like that, like you see that kind of stuff happen in movies and stuff. I was like, man, they're gonna get me to ask the hottest girl in school to go to prom with her, and she's gonna say no, and I'm for sure going to the military, and I'm gonna like they're gonna build statues of this dude because I'm gonna be on a tear, you know.
I did say no, actually. I was like,
You
no,
did,
and then I was
but
like,
it
just
a
kidding.
joke, yeah,
So then,
that was crazy.
yeah, so then I was talking with Jordan. He was like, do you like Jeff? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
You know, like trying to play it off.
Yeah.
And
I'll never forget, bro.
Yeah.
Jordan's a real one, man. He literally left class, snuck into my class.
high
And
school's crazy.
He snuck into my class and sat down next to me and told me, like, bro, you gotta, like, Taylor actually likes you. Like, you gotta actually ask her out, like, to be your girlfriend. And I was like, I trusted Jordan, so I knew he wasn't lying, but I just had such a hard time believing it. Yeah.
So
that's
then
crazy.
I send Jeff a text that night confessing my love.
You'll never forgive me for this.
I
bro.
will never forgive him. He did not and he's someone that responds back pretty quick. He did not text me back for hours
worked.
after that. Why would you do that? Like when someone, and I was like, this is going to ruin the friendship.
I had to gain authority.
No, you were scared.
I was scared to death, bro. I was so scared. I was like, I promise you, I probably typed 50 different responses, like trying to find the perfect thing to say. And then I'd be like, oh my God, that sounds cheesy. That sounds so stupid. I couldn't even tell you what I ended up saying. I was in such a state of stress. I was like blacked out.
Yeah.
So,
So then that's kind of how we, that's kind of funny of just like things that we did right. I mean, I really do. And then it was after that, I mean, I felt like overall, like things went really smoothly after that. It was a really natural transition into us dating.
Yeah.
I felt like everything was we had our first kiss in the high school hallway before practice, which was crazy. And it was just crazy because the whole time, like because I was your best friend for so long, like same thing, you gave me boy advice. I gave you girl advice.
For sure. You helped me out with the girls.
I helped you out with the girls. And it's just crazy when you go from like, taking that chance on somebody. And that's my advice for anybody that's like still dating, whether you're 16 or in your 30s, is have someone that you have a really good relationship, like a friendship with, because so much friendship, like a lot of what makes, I feel like our marriage and life just so fun is you get to do life with your best friend.
Yeah.
Now there's obviously needs to be that chemistry and the romantic and, things there too, like attraction. But so much of life isn't that, and that stuff still needs to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
And it makes it so much fun.
Yeah. Something that I think was powerful for our relationship was that, I feel this way. You can obviously tell the whole world if you think differently. But I feel like we both believed in love, like true love, like that romantic, like long-term. And we both kind of had that same mindset going into our relationship, is that like, if we're doing this, we're only doing it once. Like we don't want this to like we don't want this to, like, we're gonna work through this. But I know I was a hopeless romantic, if that's the right word. Maybe not hopeless, hopeful romantic. Because
I think that's just
in
like
it.
a typical hopeless romantic. Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
but I from the time I was young, like I wanted that high school sweetheart kind of relationship. Like I wanted to grow. I wanted to have, like I watched my Aunt and Colleen have, Aunt and Uncle Pete and Colleen have like this beautiful long marriage. And I think that really set this standard and tone for me of like, that's what I want. I want, like when I was a kid, I saw their long-term relationship and them building their life together and how supportive they were. And like, so ever since I was a kid, I always wanted that. And I think that really, for me, carried over into our relationship of like, all right, this is the girl. And like, this is, once I made that choice, like that's what I wanted for the rest of my life. So.
Well, what's crazy is I didn't think, like I didn't, on the opposite side, I didn't think, okay, someone from high school.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want. I knew that I had high standards and everything. And I did believe in like true love and like your soulmate or whatever, And to me, it wasn't like intentional of like, I want a high school sweetheart.
You have a sticker on your arm?
This whole time. Freaking Lily, man.
Is that a black sheep? What is that?
I don't know. Spider, maybe?
I don't know, dude. Anyways, sorry.
But it was kind of like once we got together, there was no turning back. Like it just was too right that I just didn't want anything else ever. Yeah. And so
that's what's up.
Yeah. And it's just funny how it like you just evolve because we've been through so many different phases of life together that it just so happens that we've been on the same wavelength except for a small period in college. Yeah. But outside of that, everything is just like lined up really well.
Yeah. I mean, we've had our tests and I think that obviously as unfortunate as it is going through those hard things and moments like that, I think in the end, I think it solidified everything for me too. Like it just, I know.
No doubts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it proved too that we can get through hard things together because we didn't really have a lot of difficulty in our relationship, which again, it kind of sounds weird to say it that way, but.
Well, everybody says like, oh, marriage is hard.
Yeah.
And I don't think so.
Yeah.
I really don't. And I think for some people it could be.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's situation is different and no judgment. And I don't mean like we're better than you because we also have had hard moments in our relationship. But I don't feel like, I mean, marriage is, it takes effort on both ends.
I think that's the way it should be phrased is like, marriage takes effort. It's not, I don't think it's necessarily hard. I think that it's like and this isn't, we had no intention of making this like,
I know,
but this is where we're at. So, but I think if you look at it, a good marriage takes effort, right? A good marriage takes, you both like working together to, just be a team. And that's any team, any sports team you're on that's successful. Like you can't just be on a team that does good things in the world and it not take effort. So you can't expect a relationship to just be, I think maybe that's like sometimes there's these misconceptions from, movies or books or whatever it is that you just fall in love with this person. Then everything after that is just flawless and easy. And there's no, it's just,
or there's a lot of fighting and in movies because they're so passionate, but we don't really have a lot of like fighting and it's not perfect in Butterflies. It's not a lot of fighting and drama. I think that with the wrong person, it's hard. Where the hard comes in is it's hard to show up for someone that's not reciprocating you. It's hard to show up for maybe you would rather do these other things. Like I think we want to make each other so happy because we love each other so much. I got distracted by a crying baby, but everything's fine.
Yeah, she's good. That's like an abrupt ending to our marriage conversation. Sorry. That's how it happens. One thing I would do differently.
Yeah. So I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like don't waste your money. Like even though you're not making a lot of money necessarily, like I would have started like a savings account and putting money, like paying myself first. I wish I would have started doing that as soon as I started making money. Yeah.
We need to do that again. We haven't been doing that very, very well.
Yeah.
But it really does make a difference when we have stuck to it.
Yeah.
You save so much. And a lot of times you end up spending money on stupid things, like mostly food for us. But we spend a lot of money.
Just random stuff that you don't need. Like, oh, that'd be cool to have. Oh, it's only $11. But you do that, 10 times a year, that's,
I think of how wasteful we've been over the years, and I really want to get better. I mean, it's just building discipline in that area. I would keep fighting for things that don't seem realistic at the time, because that
That's
was
good
like,
advice.
yeah, like my whole life, I just had these crazy ideas, and I just was like, I've always chased my heart and what I thought was the right thing, even if that means I'm going to have to work 5 times harder and longer. An example of that is I did have to get a job as a bank teller from like, typical 8 to 5. Did not enjoy that, but I did do that. But I also every day was I've always worked towards like the long-term play. Drive 4 a.m, an hour to go teach a boot camp, because that's the only person that would give me a shot to like get started. And then I would drive 30 minutes to work through for the whole day. And then at any breaks and lunchtime, I was learning. And any car time, I was like listening to things to learn. I would spend any of my free time like posting on social, like not very good, but just putting myself out there. And then as soon as I was done with work, I would go train people at the local gym or go train myself. And then I would drive 30 minutes back to this location, teach the evening class, and then drive an hour home, and then get home probably like 10 p.m. And that was what I did every single day for not much extra money, but for the experience and for, just to get started. But I was always willing to do that. So and I still do that, but like I'm maybe not in different ways, but like I always try to think, what can I work towards? So I would do that again. This is Letters on the Porch. So we put a Google document, or like a Google form where you can put your name in if you want to shout out, or if you want to post something anonymously, or like ask a question anonymously. And we answer those live on here anyways, and give our takes. You get a female perspective, male perspective, and our
overall,
us together. Yeah. Just like
vote.
we can kind of just like
we come to a conclusion, I guess. Sometimes we don't.
This submission is pretty brief. Normally I like a little bit more details, and
the more details you give us, the better answer
we can give better answer, right?
Yeah. But we'll make it work.
This is from Steph. She says, "What drove you both to jump into the fitness business?" That's the whole question.
Yeah.
My thought process when someone asks that is they are thinking about doing that, right? Like they maybe want to jump into the fitness business. And what I want you to think about is whatever you're trying to do. Maybe it's not fitness. Whatever that you're trying to do, you can make it applicable to what we're going to talk about. Yeah. So do you want to start with what drove you into the fitness business to jump in?
Yeah, that's shout out, Steph. Appreciate you asking the question. And I love this question because this is good for me to revisit, because it takes me back to a lot of times in business, you have to deal with so much of like the planning and the logistics and the growth and all that stuff that it's easy to get carried away and like to take a step away from your why. So for me, this is very valuable because it takes me right back to my why. So it started for me. Fitness became something that changed my life because I talked about earlier wanting to go to the Marine Corps. So, okay, I got to be fit. I got boot camp coming up. Here's what I got to do. So, started exercising. And as I started exercising, I fell in love with it because the physical changes is great. But what it does to you mentally, like the mental relief that you get from becoming a better version of yourself physically, was amazing. And I fell so in love with that and almost kind of addicted to it, to where like I started pushing myself harder in the gym. I started, trying new machines, and I started, following different programs. Instead of just training arms, I would, actually follow like an actual program. And then I was like, oh, I started YouTubing things and learning and learning and learning. And I just fell in love with that. So that's where I fell in love with it. But then what changed was like, I want other people to feel this. That's where I fell in love with the other side of it, is like trying to get other people. Because I'm like, if I can do this, I'm just some small town kid. Like there's nothing special about me. Like if I can work out, everyone can work out and feel this way. So that's where I started getting, friends to work out with me, and roommates, coworkers. Anytime, anyone knows this, anytime you've ever worked with me, I've probably tried to coerce you into going to the gym with me, trying to work out, trying to eat better, and all those things, because there's just such this positive wave of things that happen when you take care of yourself in that way that I experience, and I wanted everyone else to experience. So that's the root of it for me, is that I want to see people change their life because I know what it did for me, and I know what it can do for other people.
Yeah, it's crazy. The first time I said I want to be a personal trainer, I was like 10 years old, which is crazy for a kid to say that. And kids might say that, but I just feel like I've always had an entrepreneur mindset. Like when I was a kid, I was doing lemonade stands. I actually was really into art before, when I was 8 years old, I was going to open up an art studio, which is kind of silly because I'm not an artist, but it was going to be, yeah, it's going to be all about art. And like half of the studio was going to be like where you can host like art classes and like walking people through. And then the other half was going to be, art supplies. And I was going to sell the supplies because I'm like, they go hand in hand. How I thought of neither one of my parents are entrepreneurs.
Genius idea.
The fact that I thought of this at 8 years old, and then my slogan was going to be AAA, come here today. What's crazy is there wasn't social media.
Yeah. I
don't know where I got that idea.
Yeah.
Like how I thought about all of those things at 8 years old. So I think that I kind of was always interested in the entrepreneur and like taking my passion. And obviously at the time when I'm 8 years old, I liked drawing and I wasn't good at it, but I enjoyed it and I loved learning about it. It was fun and I wanted to help other people feel the same way, which is similar to what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And so I think that is just something that I've always chased and never been afraid of, is just like, I love creating. I love building. Oh, I also got into babysitting and I went to and got like I did the first aid, like, not CPR. Like the CPR class and stuff. And then I made these flyers that was advertising myself as a babysitter. So like I've always done any kind of entrepreneurial type of thing. Well, when I was 10, I really saw from a very young age, like my mom has always struggled with her weight and her confidence. And, she always talked really negatively about herself. And I witnessed things like whether we were shopping or at an amusement park or whatever the situation was, where she was put in positions to where she felt like it's just everyday life that you end up feeling like get in situations where you feel really terrible about yourself. And I saw that defeat and how that affected, and to your point, bled into every other area of her life. And then she would watch the show The Biggest Loser, and I would watch it with her, and I would see these trainers. Yes, they worked out, and yes, they pushed them, but they talked about life. They talked about confidence. They built their self-esteem back up. They really pushed these people to be the best version of themselves. And at the end, they would show, their family. And I'm sure there's like some, negative sides of it, but I just remember the positive sides.
Yeah.
But
I know they did like a documentary about,
like
I haven't watched it.
Yeah. I mean, they would put their weight in front of everybody, like things like that. I don't really focus on that, but the positive things that come of it.
There's a lot of great things.
Of like, then they would go to their families and they would show how confident, much more confident they are, and how a better father, a better mother, a better spouse, their relationship started flourishing in the home, outside of the home, with their careers, their self-confidence to go out and then follow their dreams to do whatever they want to do. And I was like, I want to help my mom do that. And I didn't think of it as like in a career standpoint. I didn't even think that was an option. I lived in a trailer in a small town in Oklahoma. There was not even a public gym in anywhere around us. I did not even think I could do that. But I was like, I want to learn and be a personal trainer to help my mom. Like that was like my whole thought, is like, I just want to help her. And then as I started getting older, I was like, oh, I want to help people like her. I want to help as many people as I can do this.
There's a lot of people like that.
And back then there wasn't social media and being an online trainer and reaching people all over the world. And I didn't think about moving away. Like I always wanted to be close to home and close to family and friends and things like that. And so that's where it all stemmed from me. And as I got older, I try to find things that were similar. Like I was like, I'm going to be a life coach, which is so silly in like college when you have no life experience. I want to be, I'll be a physical therapist because that is something that's more like stable or whatever. And it's similar, right? Which I still love that. I think that's what I would do if I didn't go into the fitness industry. But I really just couldn't get away from like, I want to help people with fitness, and I'm going to figure out even if I don't make a lot of money, that's what I want to do. And that's what I ended up, like to your point, spending my free time learning about. I loved getting to see people like friends, that would come to the gym with me in college. and helping build their confidence. And to your point, like all the roommates that we've had in college, everybody that we've been around in our adulthood, it's like so cool because anybody that spends time with us, they end up working out more. They end up eating healthier.
Eat more protein for sure.
They definitely eat more protein. They, I just see their confidence build, and it is the coolest thing in the entire world. And I will never, ever, it doesn't matter if I don't ever make a lot of money doing that.
Yeah.
I will never stop like chasing
for sure.
that. And that's always what I will go back to why I do this, which that's not what this podcast is about by any means.
No, but that's a core part of our life. So it's naturally going to integrate in a little bit.
But I think taking that concept of jumping into whether it's art, right? If I ended up being really good at art, like maybe I could have pursued that, and that could have been a really cool way. And there's always ways to make money. Like if I really liked art at this day and age, I would do this, like follow along classes, and I would make it to where people could come in with and make memories with their loved ones. And whether they want to do advanced classes or beginner classes or, silly little like things, similar to like what's the Pinot's palette type of thing.
Yeah. Like
paint along type of thing. But then I would live stream doing things. Like there's so many different ways you can make money on no matter what it is. And I say jump into it because I've felt this way my whole life. Life is way too short to be miserable every single day. Yeah. And it's okay if you have to do things that you don't want to do for a little bit and do the extra hours in the morning and the evening and whatever you need to do to set yourself up to where you can spend your days. Yes, you'll still work hard. And in fact, whenever you love what you're doing, you're probably going to work harder than you ever did in your life because you actually care about it. So I'm not saying you don't have to work hard, but you'll be more fulfilled.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's a quote that I just listened to on a podcast. I can't quote who said it, but it was on Chris Williamson podcast with Alex Hormozy. And they quoted this guy, and he said that when you like the famous quote, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And they said that's completely wrong. If you love what you do, you'll work harder than you ever worked your entire life, but the tools will feel lighter. And I was like, dude, that's so smart. Like you will work harder, but it's easier to do that work because the reward that you get from it. And one of my pieces of advice for anyone that is thinking about starting a business and or just following a passion is I think a lot of success comes down to how well your ability to serve other people is. That's kind of like our philosophy. And one of the things that anything that I did, any business that I would start, I would find a way to make it serve others, because that's where you're going to get success, is serving the world, serving other people. At least for me, that's where I find the most fulfillment, is like serving other people and finding a way to, whatever it is, like how can you provide value and serve other people around you? So
I like it.
Yeah, that's a good question. That one got us fired up. Now I'm sweating. Y'all look at those pit stains.
Okay, do you want to move on to the next
we can.
segment?
Next up is the Porch Picks, where you tell something that you like.
This episode's going to be all over the place.
Why?
It's just, I feel like we're like boom, 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 bouncing around, but that's fine.
I feel like this is how it always is.
Okay.
For me, anyways. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Okay, so porch picks.
Okay.
Porch picks of the week. What's your porch
That's good.
pick? Thanks.
I'm going first. My porch pick.
What is that? It
This
looks like
episode
dip.
brought to you by Ultra. Just kidding. It's not at all. We're not sponsored. Wanted something that would give me, help me focus and give me some like energy, but without caffeine and without nicotine. So I found this stuff. It's called Ultra, and it's just like a little pouch that you put in your mouth, because I don't want to have a nicotine addiction. So yeah, I really like them.
I know my porch pick of the week.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
Using an exercise ball as your chair, because sometimes, like, yes, you can get standing desk, but sometimes I just want to sit down.
Yeah.
But I was having a lot of back pain because I was sitting in just chairs all day. Speaking of posture, but I actually started sitting on an exercise ball recently while I work. But I'm sure you can take it to work. You might get made fun of, but then everyone else, you're going to start a trend, right? But it really does. It helps work your core a little bit more, and it's like no back pain.
Yeah.
So that has really helped. I don't need any more pain with all the injuries and everything. But make sure there's nothing sharp, because I know somebody that said that like if you sit on an exercise ball and there's something sharp, you could fall and like break your hand or something. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So just FYI.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Just make sure that there's nothing that it could pop the ball.
I
And
sit
then
on one every night when I stream.
you do.
Yeah.
So you like to sit on them too?
Yeah.
Just make sure there's nothing, because if you fall and you catch yourself, boom. And
I would. Mine's right by the squat rack too, so I would fall and probably get knocked out on live stream.
at least you'd be on live stream.
Yeah.
And then someone could call the ambulance for you.
Yeah.
That'd be some crazy story.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
So just FYI, I saw the fear in your eyes when I said that.
Yeah, no, I was like, I didn't even think about that.
Oh yeah. Yep. So just be careful with that. But it is really good for your
I'm
back.
gonna move my desk anyway, so
He loves a rearrange moment.
I do.
Okay, so light bulb moment.
The light bulb moment.
What's your light bulb?
Light bulb moment is where we take, we give our takeaway from the whole episode. So I think my light bulb moment, honestly, for this one is going to be to follow your gut and follow it hard. If there's something that you know you want in life, go after it, because that's what our relationship has been about. That's what our career has been about. That's what this podcast is about. Like, you know, like this is one of those moments where we're just like, we feel like this is something that we want to do. Like we want to put ourselves out there, and we're going all in on it. So trust your gut, follow your gut, trust your heart, follow your heart, like, and just stop worrying about what happens if you fail or what happens if it doesn't work out. Like, this is my mentality. She's a lot of times, what happens if this doesn't work? And I always say, well, what happens if it does?
Yeah.
And I think I've shared that on here before, but like, that's a mentality I think a lot of people could benefit from. Is it's easy. You're always going to be able to find things that tell you not to go after something. But when you find that moment of like, when you say, what happens if this does work out? And that's more beautiful than anything that what happens if it don't work out is. If it's more beautiful than it is scary, go for it. And that's a measuring stick. So
Well, I should start going first, because mine was going to be follow your heart as well. It's just that's the biggest takeaway I think from the whole thing is like, when you get these like pulls in directions, listen to them. The more you ignore them and you just bury them down and you just go through like the things that you think you should be going through, maybe that's why you feel stuck. Maybe that's why you feel like you're in a rut. Maybe that's why you feel like you're in a place that's unhappy. Like, don't wait, and we've mentioned this in another podcast too, but don't wait until it's too late in life to then be like, I wish I would have went for more. It's just like, why not? Like, just go for it. And if it doesn't work out, take the lessons that you learned onto the next thing. And it's okay if your passions change and, you let yourself evolve. I went from wanting to be an artist to wanting to be a fitness trader. I was 8, right? Whatever. But,
it is okay to evolve.
Yeah, it's okay to evolve and change and want different things. And, as long as you're, working hard, doing the right thing, not hurting anybody else, like Karma's just getting super cozy. Just follow your heart. So that's going to be my takeaway too. I'm doubling down on it. So thank you guys for listening. If you got value out of this episode, please comment, share, tell a friend about it. That's how we're going to grow, is just, one person at a time. We have some goals for this podcast of people we want to reach and things we want to do. And, we have a lot of ideas that will come to fruition eventually. Yeah. But, really, if you did, that would mean a lot to us.
Yep. But only if it helped you.
Comment your takeaway. If you've made it this far and, you're like, man, that was
actually that would be really helpful because it's like one of those things where we want to know if we're doing a good job or a bad job. You're not going to hurt our feelings, but if you guys are getting, like, if you share your takeaway in the comments with like a little light bulb emoji or something, that will help us know, like, oh, okay, people are getting things away from this. There are takeaways that are happening, because we want to, like I said, we want this to be valuable. We want this to be something that gives back to you guys, because you're giving us your time by listening and watching, and we want to give you a return on that some way, shape, or form. So,
So yeah, cool. We'll see you guys in the next one.
All right. Bye guys.